What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and it is free to play Friday, except we are doing this on Saturday. I do apologize for not getting my weekly Friday free to play upload done yesterday, but lots of stuff going on. Actually, I was really tired. I had to get a gym workout on. If I could speak, get a gym workout in, and it was late. And I've also been playing the new Marvel Future Revolutions game, and I'm really enjoying it. And I kind of have just been no-lifing that for the last day or two. Raid has kind of fallen to the side for that a little bit. But I'll do a different video talking about Marvel Future Revolutions, my first impressions of it so far, but really enjoying the game so far. A lot of fun, just running around beating up Ultron robots and other stuff, so pretty cool time. But as for the free-to-play account, it has been a heck of a week this week. We have still not been able to get Arbiter finished, unfortunately. We are still sort of roadblocked by the Spiders dungeon. We're stuck on Spider 18. We don't really have the champs necessary to get through it, but I'm actually starting not to really care at this point because it's actually giving me time to progress other stuff on the account. It's giving me time to build on the clan boss team to actually get to a point where we won't have to use a bunch of gems to buy keys to get that final clan boss mission done, because we are improving our clan boss team steadily, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But the cool thing is, you'll notice we do have a void shard, and we also have a little dot on our icon here. We actually did finish the normal Doom Tower on our free-to-play account before we got Arbiter, which is kind of funny. So we're going to go ahead and actually pick our new avatar, which is pretty cool. And I'll pop some screenshots up of the week that we kind of had with the Doom Tower. I can go in here and show you, though. You can see here that we did get all the way up to the top. It was a little bit of a struggle. I didn't think we were going to be able to get through the last couple of bosses. I've never actually tried to push Doom Tower on this account, so it was pretty cool. You can see there, even though we did finish it, we're way down the leaderboard, but who cares, because it's our free-to-play account, and it is the first time we've actually been able to get this done. I'll show you some of the teams for floor 110. You can see there, we actually got lucky and did pull a Mausoleum Mage, I think during the last Ancient 2X probably, but was able to actually just get him to level 50. I put him in some immunity gear that I actually rolled up pretty high, and he was able to survive long enough to be our cleanser. Our big problem was on the earlier Nether spiders was we had to use Battle Sage. And unfortunately, if you are manualing it with her and you get your timing off on your cleanse timing, you wind up being forced to use your A1, which is an AoE, on all the baby spiders, and the mom spider just heals up from that. So being able to actually get her out and be able to put someone in like Mausoleum Mage was really helpful to have that second cleanser alongside Reliquary Tender. And then we got Drexthar Blood Twin. This guy is really turning out to be an absolute MVP for this account. Remember, it was kind of a meme. We pulled him on that one Sacred Shard, and right before we had enough shards to pull him normally, and so far he has been pretty awesome. 110 Magma Dragon was actually pretty easy. It was just kind of a survivability fight here. You can see we used a pretty tanky team with a lot of healing and revival and other stuff there with a counterattack on Skull Crusher. So really not too tough to provoke. Versulf is another. I tell you what, this guy is absolutely amazing. He's been a great pull for this account, where we actually did finish the fusion. And kind of the cool thing too here is that I got stuck on floor 90 Griffin for a while. And I know there's a couple of the other content creators that have been showing off this composition. I think Soda Dragon and Scratch and a couple others. And I said, you know what, let's just see what happens. And I put in Jareg and Syl, because out of the 5 people I was using, they were surviving the longest anyway. So I was like, let's just put them in the duo. And, Dreg's in his lifesteal for Clan Boss, Syl's in her Relentless gear. And they did it. It was pretty cool. So they duoed the floor 90 Griffin, and at that point, I was like, okay, we've gotten pretty far at this point. Magma, I wasn't worried about. Nether Spider was the big one. And then finally here on the boss, we wound up using this team here. We've got Versulf again at HP boost and the ally protection, the provoke, the leech. He's just a great champion overall, I'm finding. He's just been an account carry through this Doom Tower. Syl, of course, obviously. We've got Drexthar again, putting out that HP burn. Padma for the attack down that she puts out on her A1, which this guy hits really hard, so very important to have an attack down champion. Aox kind of in there for the backup attack down, a little bit of healing, and he also does the debuff extension whenever you get hit with an AoE, and this guy hits you with a lot of AoEs, so we kept that HP burn up on him the entire time pretty much, kept that attack down on him basically the whole time, so it just became a matter of, taking our time to manual it, beat it through. We had enough tankiness in the team that we really didn't have to worry about it. So we were able to win that one too. So pretty cool. We got a Void Shard. We got a new avatar. I haven't been able to finish these other 3 secret rooms. Unfortunately, we just don't have the roster yet to do that. But yeah, pretty exciting. I'm very, and it's funny because, like, you know, you do something like this on a free-to-play account, like, you get that feel of actually progressing in the game. It's like, beat Doom Tower on my main account, where I spend and have a pretty good roster. It's kind of like, whatever. But actually being able to complete it here actually feels really, really good. So I'm very excited about this. It's pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to really see if we can go up through the hard tower, because we just don't really have a whole lot of champions on this account, but still thought it was pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and yank this Void Shard here and see if we can finally get something decent. We know how these fails go. Oh, we got a lot of lag there just to get a Ripper Fist. Yikes. Big yikes. So that's another 3-star Void Chicken. So they're always so much fun to pull. I know they got the big 10x going on. We actually did have 8 Ancient Shards saved up. We did try to pull them to get Trunda, but that was probably stupid because, you know, we never get the 10x champion. But still kind of excited about Doom Tower, so I don't really care. And just to kind of show you the champs we used mainly throughout that. And the funny thing about Versulf is he's still in this awful Frost set that I put him in originally, thinking he'd be putting up that provoke on the spiders and be able to freeze them, but of course that didn't really work too well. But he's still got some decent stats here. I'm going to eventually rework him into some lifesteal gear. But this guy is really solid, and I don't even think he's got, okay, most of his masteries are done, but I don't think we have any books in him either. So yeah, just a really great champion, turning out to be a really good fusion champion that they put in the game, despite, you know, everyone always says these fusions are trash when they first come out. It's funny how much they wind up being pretty solid. Drexthar, of course, proven to be a very good champion for us on this account. You can see we actually have a lot of resistance built on him, hence why his power is up there so high. We basically just have him out there to tank and put out that HP burn. You know, Syl just doing her thing as usual. Again, not the best relentless gear on her. It's not even all rolled up yet, but, you know, she's such a good champion. She can kind of overcome that a little bit. And Aox, of course, is on our clan boss team. We actually are getting ready to re-gear him, which you guys are going to see here in a little bit. We're going to talk about that. I need to get him into some lifesteal gear because we have changed up our clan boss composition a little bit. Now that we brought Dreg in, I was able to finish his masteries up last week, and we actually did bring him in. We got to get some better gear on him and get him rolled up, but he is proving to be pretty awesome so far. But let's go ahead and get into clan boss real quick. I saved one key so we could run it on the Nightmare clan boss. And it is Magic today. Magic and Spirit are now the ones we hope for, because you can see here we actually did 18 million on our first key today. That is a new high for us. We've never been able to do that well yet. And part of the reason is, you'll see we actually did pull Grush out and we have put in Jareg. We're kind of running a double ally protection team now with him and Skull Crusher. So let's go ahead and run a key here and see how this works. And Aox is not in lifesteal gear, so once we get him into lifesteal, I think we're going to be in a really good spot, because he just, you know, obviously he's not going to survive as long as everyone else, where he's not healing. And we took Grush out so we don't have the leech anymore, and that was kind of helping Aox before, so we'll have to re-gear him into some lifesteal, make sure we keep his accuracy high so he can still land his debuffs. But you can see here now we get a ton of debuffs out on the clan boss, and Aox is going to come in with that extension every time we get hit with an AoE. So really a pretty solid team now. It's going pretty well. I had been thinking about taking Aina out, but since I put her into the lifesteal gear, she's actually been performing very well and usually surviving quite a while now. But Dreg has proven to be an excellent champion once again. And I think with better gear on Aox, and of course steadily improving the gear on everybody else, I think Frozen Banshee is still in a couple of common pieces. So we're going to have to just farm Dragon and hope we get some of those 6-star lifesteal drops now that we are doing Dragon 20. But I think we can get this Nightmare team to a 2-key. As long as we can hit the Spirit or the Magic boss, I think we can definitely 2-key Nightmare. And then we can start figuring out what we're going to have to do to move up to Ultra Nightmare. Because I don't think Aina is going to be able to cut it with her current gear at Ultra Nightmare, so we're going to have to figure out another option for decreased defense. But we'll see what we have on the roster. But yeah, pretty happy with the way things are going on the account. even without being able to pull Arbiter yet. It's kind of funny, we got through Doom Tower before we were able to pull Arbiter on this account. You know, can't get past Spider 18, but we can beat normal Doom Tower. It's just kind of funny how this game works out, you know, on the different accounts. And it's funny, I had Layla Fox pull my Ancient Shards on my main account tonight. And I was joking around. I said, because, you know, I'm almost a year on my free-to-play, and I still haven't pulled an Apothecary. And she pulled me like 4 Apothecaries in my Ancient Shards. So it was pretty funny. I'm like, there we go. That's could have used one of those on my free-to-play. But yeah, it's kind of funny. No Cold Heart, no Apothecary. Almost a year on this account. No Arbiter. You know, it's like slowest account to Arbiter of all time. But I don't know. It feels nice to have a challenge sometimes. You know, my main account, I've pretty much done everything. The last 2 things I really have to do on my main are finish Hard Doom Tower and, you know, maybe try to push Platinum and Arena. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with everything. So the free-to-play, it's nice to kind of have the challenge, to be able to feel like you've accomplished something, you know, especially when you haven't pulled the greatest champions and you're just kind of working with what you have. You have to find a lot of workarounds, and I think that's one of the things that keeps me playing Raid is I do enjoy a lot of the theory crafting, having to figure out, you know, okay, well, we don't have these meta champions everyone else is using for this. How are we going to get through this? You know, like Padma on the Eternal Dragon there turned out to be really good because she could just consistently put out that attack down with her A1. That spreads to the rest of the enemies, so you just have to find workarounds. But here we go, we're about 12 million at turn 20 almost. And the nice thing about this double Ally Protect team is they do survive quite a bit longer than my other teams that we were using. So they go, I think, usually almost about turn 30, which is pretty good at this stage with who we're using. But you can see we're going to lose Aina there, unfortunately. She did make it to turn 20 at least. And we'll probably lose Aox pretty soon. So I don't know if this is going to quite get up there. Obviously, we're still going to have some inconsistencies. And of course, this team's not even speed tuned. That's another thing too. So as long as Frozen Banshee can stay alive, putting out that poison. Nope, I just jinxed it. Pretty much just jinxed it. So still 15. I think these guys might force it to 16 if they can stay alive long enough here. But you know, I think with a little bit of work, a little bit of gear, I think we could definitely get this to be like a 20 million key on Force, and or not on Force, on Spirit and Magic. Of course, I was talking good about them and how we did 18 million key earlier, so they're going to embarrass me and not get a good key here. It's pretty typical of how this works. Skull Crusher will get a couple more turns here. All right, cool. So 15.8. Not too bad. Not too bad. Frozen Banshee, yeah, only 6.3. She had 9 million on the one key where we did almost 18, so not too bad, though. Let's see where that puts us for this evening. Now, I'm behind on my keys today because I actually slept in and didn't get my early keys in, but we'll easily 3-key today. But you can see there, 33 million on the 2 keys, almost 34, and then to be able to get that 1 key, we got to go to 39. So, Clan Boss is working out pretty good. We're having some pretty good luck there. I'll tell you what, let's just jump in and we got to do our 7 campaign battles today. So let's just head over to 12.3 and just knock those out real quick. You see here we're leveling some champs. Our Ancient 2X wasn't bad. We got a Trinaru, we got a Duke the Pierced. So we're starting to get some decent champions on the account, and now that I've been able to get through the arena stuff with Arbiter and finish normal Doom Tower, it's kind of nice because we can start working on some of our roster, finishing masteries, things like that, to go ahead and get a lot of stuff done. And surprisingly, the clan shop and clan versus clan is helping out a little bit on this account because we're able to get all those extra resources. This week in the clan shop, they do have the energy available for 100 clan tokens, so I've been getting a bunch of free energy on the account this week. That's kind of what helped me get Padma up to 6 stars and get her into my Doom Tower runs. So there are some cases where that's actually beneficial. Unfortunately, I think if you're someone who's later in the game, mid-level account, or if you're in late game account, like there's really nothing in clan versus clan for you. Most of the clans are going to take too long to get to the top levels in the clan shop to give you anything useful. Most of you probably don't need Yannica fragments, and really that's all there is. I mean, it's really unfortunate what they did, you know, with the login rewards, and then you bringing out the clan shop, and it's kind of lackluster if you're, you know, someone that's spending money on the game, a late account. You know, it's just not, there's not really much there that's useful for you. But we'll take advantage of it on the free-to-play. We'll take whatever we can get here. We're just trying to progress our account week by week, and I guess once we get Arbiter, I guess the next focus will be, I guess we'll start looking at Faction Wars, because that's something we have pretty much ignored on this account completely. I think if you're a free-to-play or a new player coming up, Faction Wars is probably the last thing you really want to worry about, just because it takes so many resources, and you've got to build out so many champions for it. But I think actually it's surprising, Night Revenant and Dark Elves are my two best. I've actually already got down to Dark Elves 21, but I can't get through like the second wave yet. But we have a pretty solid team there actually. We've already beaten down through 23 stars on everything. And then Night Rev, I think I'm on 18 or 19. But we have we got Rector Drath and we got Versulf, so that helps a lot. We do have Tomb Lord also, so we've got 3 really strong champions on Night Rev. We just have to get together a couple more to be able to get through the last few stages there. Night Rev 21, obviously, very, very difficult unless you have specific champions there. But it's something I guess we can start working on it at some point here. It's just for a couple months there, I was just so focused on building my clan boss team and so focused on only working on a handful of champions that it's just really, really difficult to have the resources and the time to building up a roster to go after Faction Wars. So I don't know if we'll ever get Lydia on this account. If we do, it may be a ways off, because obviously they're going to be bringing out Shadowkin pretty soon, I would imagine. So it's going to set that back a little bit. All right, got our campaign stuff done for the day. But yeah, we were just talking about Faction Wars. Got to show you guys here. You can see we're at 458 out of the 819 we need. You can see here Dark Elves at 60. Was just talking about that. Night Rev we're at 48. And I think Barbarians were at 50. So those are our 3 best. Barbarians is usually pretty easy. Unfortunately, High Elves, that's usually the easiest one to finish. But we don't have the Apothecary. We don't have really anybody in that faction. We still have to build up quite a few champions there. So, all right, daily quests are all done. Okay, we're not close to getting a weekly. We got 1 advance done there. We're 3 away from getting our next epic book, so that's pretty cool. Single faction, mix it a potion, 1 epic or legendary artifact at the forge. Now, one of the cool things here is that since we're able to complete Doom Tower now, we are able to actually get this Bloodthirst set, which is basically a better lifesteal set because it does have some crit rate built into it. So what I'm going to be doing now with all my, you see here you get plus 12 crit rate, and then heals by 30% of the damage dealt. So a typical lifesteal set, but you also get that additional crit rate, which can be kind of helpful in getting you a little bit more damage into the clan boss. So we're probably going to be farming our silver keys on that set. Got a flat attack, unfortunately, there on the legendary. And see how much of that 5-star gear we can get built up. We would prefer 6-star, obviously, at this point in the game. But we can't really, beggars can't be choosers right now. We'll continue to try to get the 6-star perception stuff, and then just basically, I'm not going to waste my mats on that. I'll wait till we get some Swift Parry pieces there. But yeah, basically we just want to start working on our lifesteal gear, start working on that set from the dragon. You see there we actually did get a nice little drop there from the dragon. Unfortunately, it did not give us any speed on it. Well, we're at 564 gear pieces. I probably need to do a mini gear cleanse on this account at some point again. But I'm going to come down here. You can see we've been working on a lot of our perception gear. So here's the Bloodthirst set. We got a couple decent pieces here. And unfortunately not a lot of speed on any of these. That's kind of unfortunate for a clan boss, but we've also been working on getting some of this Guardian gear as well. These are 2 really, really good sets. Whenever this rotation of Doom Tower's up with the Griffin and the Dragon, it's good to farm these and get some of these pieces if you can. It's really, really good sets. So we're going to be working on that. At least this last week. I think the Doom Tower is open. We'll try to get some more of that Bloodthirst set and see what we can do from there. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Just wanted to make sure I got my free-to-play episode up this weekend. It's been a big week. I've got, like I said, a lot done, a lot of good clan boss improvements. Got the Doom Tower finished, got our new avatar. Unfortunately, did not get a good Void Shard pull off of completing Doom Tower, but that's really nothing to be surprised about at this point. But overall, pretty good week on the free-to-play account for us. We made a lot of progression here. Getting the Doom Tower finished was a big thing. I never actually thought that was going to happen and was very shocked, especially with some of the more difficult bosses this time, that we were able to push as far as we were. I think that's good too, because the new rotation I think is coming out soon. They're going to have those 2 new bosses that they just previewed that look really, really tough. So I don't think we would have been able to do it if it was that new rotation. But nice to get that done, at least get one of the avatars finished there up for Doom Tower on the free-to-play account. So as always, guys, if you have any questions about anything in the video, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.